Welcome to Math with Mr. J.
In this video, I'm going to go through a review of division, and we're going to be working with both one-digit divisors and two-digit divisors, meaning we'll be dividing by one-digit numbers and two-digit numbers. We'll start with one-digit numbers. Now, I completely understand that everyone needs a review or refresher from time to time, so if it's been a while, this should be helpful. Whether you're in middle school, high school, college, continuing your education as an adult, or maybe you just learned this recently, really, no matter where you're at. Let's jump into our examples, starting with number 1, where we have 820 divided by 5. Now, the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to rewrite this problem. 820 is the number being divided, so it's going to go under the division bar. The number being divided is called the dividend. So 820 is our dividend for number 1. And we can put it under our division bar. Now we're dividing by 5. The number we divide by is called the divisor. So we have 5 on the outside. And now we're ready to go through our steps. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. So we start with divide. We're going to do 8 divided by 5. So how many whole groups of 5 are in 8? 1. So that goes above our 8. Then we multiply. So we multiply 1 times 5, which is 5. And now we subtract. So we do 8 minus 5, which is 3. And now we're ready to bring down our next digit, which is going to be the 2. So let's bring this down. And now we repeat. So we start over with divide. We have 32 divided by 5. So how many whole groups of 5 are in 32? Well, 6. That gets us to 30. So we put our 6 up here, and we come around and multiply. So 6 times 5 is 30. We subtract. 32 minus 30 is 2. And then we bring down our next digit, which is that 0. So we have 20. Now we repeat. So we go back to divide. So 20 divided by 5. How many whole groups of 5 in 20? Well, 4. That hits 20 exactly. So we put 4 up here, come around and multiply again. So we have 4 times 5, which is 20. Subtract, and we have 0. So our answer is 164. We know we're done because we went all the way over to the ones place, and we do not have anything else to bring down. We do not have a remainder, so this worked out perfectly, so to speak. 820 divided by 5 equals 164. Let's move on to number 2, where we have 6,542 divided by 8. So let's set this up. 6,542 divided by 8. So we'll start with divide. We have 6 divided by 8. How many whole groups of 8 can we pull out of 6? Well, we can't do that. We don't have any whole groups of 8 out of 6. So we need to take a look at the next digit over and combine that 6 and 5 to make a 2-digit number. So we're looking at 65. How many whole groups of 8 are in 65? Well, 8. That gets us to 64. So 65 divided by 8 is going to be 8. And that 8 needs to go above the 65, not the 6. Now we multiply. And I'm going to do this without drawing the arrows for number 2 here. So we have 8 times 8 is 64. Subtract. 65 minus 64 is 1. Then we bring down the 4. And we have 14. So we repeat. We have 14 divided by 8. How many whole groups of 8 are in 14? Well, 1. Then we multiply. 1 times 8 is 8. Subtract. 14 minus 8 is 6. And bring down our 2. So now we have 62 divided by 8. We repeat. So how many whole groups of 8 can we pull out of 62? How many whole groups of 8 are in 62? Well, 8 times 7 is going to be 56, and then 8 times 8 is 64. We don't quite have enough for 8. It's going to be 7, which gets us to 56. So let's write our 7, multiply 7 times 8, 56. Subtract, we get 6. Now we went all the way over to the ones place, so we do not have any more digits to bring down. We are done. This one did not work out perfectly like number 1. We have a remainder, something left over. So that 6 is our remainder. The final answer, 817, remainder 6. So that's how we divide by a 1-digit divisor. Let's move on to dividing by 2-digit divisors. So here are our examples of dividing by a 2-digit divisor. Let's jump into number 1, where we have 962 divided by 20. And the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to set this up. Now, 962 is the number we are dividing. It's called the dividend. So it goes under the division bar. So we have 962 divided by, and then 20 is our divisor. It's the number we're dividing by. Now we're ready to go through the division process, the steps: divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. And we start with divide. So we have 9 divided by 20. How many whole groups of 20 are in 9? Well, we can't do that. So we need to go to the next digit over and use that 6. So we have the 9 and the 6. So we have 96. 96 divided by 20. How many whole groups of 20 are in 96? Well, 4 groups of 20 gets us to 80, and then 5 groups of 20 gets us to 100. So 5 is too many, it's going to be 4. So we need to put a 4 above the 96. Don't put it above the 9, put it above the 6, because we did 96 divided by 20. Then we come around and multiply. So 4 times 20, that gives us 80. Then we subtract. 6 minus 0, 6. And then 9 minus 8, 1. After we subtract, we bring down. So let's bring down this 2. And then we repeat. So we go back to divide. So now we have 162 divided by 20. How many whole groups of 20 are in 162? Well, 8 groups of 20 gets us to 160, and that's as close as we are going to get. So 162 divided by 20, 8 whole groups of 20 in 162. Then we come around and multiply. So 8 times 20 is 160. Subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. 6 minus 6 is 0. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have 2. Now after subtracting, we bring down. But we don't have anything to bring down. We went all the way over to the ones place. So that 2 is going to be our remainder. So 48, remainder 2 is our answer. Let's move on to number 2, where we have 6,865 divided by 73. So we are dividing 6,865, that's our dividend. It goes under our division bar. And we are dividing by 73. 73 is our divisor. Now we go through our steps. So we start with divide. We have 6 divided by 73. How many whole groups of 73 are in 6? We can't do that. So we go to the next digit. We have an 8. So we take a look at 68. How many whole groups of 73 are in 68? We can't do that either. So we need to go to the next digit over, which is another 6. So we have 686 divided by 73. So we need to figure out how many whole groups of 73 are in 686. Now, in order to figure out how many whole groups of 73 are in 686, we need to estimate and check. Now, I always like to use something I know as a reference point, something to go off of in order to make better estimates. So for example, I always like to start with 10. I like to think about 10. So 73 times 10 is 730. Now we can go off of that because we have 686, which is kind of close to 730. So our estimate should be close to 10 groups of 73. So let's try 9. So I'm going to come to the side and do 73 times 9 to see where 9 groups of 73 gets us. So 9 times 3, 27. Then we have 9 times 7, which is 63, plus 2, 657. And that's as close as we are going to get. So 9 whole groups of 73. And that 9 needs to go above the 686, that last 6 we used. Now we multiply. I'm going to do this problem without drawing those arrows. So 9 times 73 is 657. Then we subtract. So 6 minus 7, we need to borrow. 16 minus 7 is 9. 7 minus 5 is 2. And then 6 minus 6 is 0. After subtracting, we bring down. So let's bring down the 5. And we have 295. After we bring down that 5, we repeat. So we go back to divide. So we have 295 divided by 73. We need to figure out how many whole groups of 73 are in 295. So let's use 9 groups of 73 as a reference point. 9 groups of 73, or 73 times 9, gave us 657. 295 is about half of that, so we need to scale that back. Let's try 73 times 5 and see how close we get, and then we can make adjustments if need be. Let's come to the left here where I have some room. So 73 times 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 1 is 36. So we get 365, which is too high. We don't have enough for 5 whole groups of 73. But that's still useful because we know we need to scale back. So let's try 4. So 73 times 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 times 7 is 28. Plus 1 is 29. So 292. It's going to be 4 whole groups of 73 in 295. So let's put our 4 up here. And then we multiply. 4 times 73 is 292. Subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then we have 9 minus 9 is 0, and 2 minus 2 is 0. After subtracting, we bring down. We went all the way over to the ones place. We do not have anything else to bring down, so that 3 is our remainder. So we get 94, remainder 3, for our final answer. Now, one more thing I do want to mention is the difference between numbers 1 and 2. Although we divided by a 2-digit number in both of these problems, number 2 took more work and more time. But that's perfectly okay. In number 1, we divided by 20. That's a much easier number to work with than the 73 in number 2. So that's something to keep in mind as you go through these types of problems. Some numbers are easier to work with than others, and some problems take more work than others. So there you have it. There's a review of division. And again, we worked with both 1-digit divisors and 2-digit divisors. I hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.